very much for inviting me here today. It's quite an honor. I'm glad to be included. Several years ago, I got a phone call in the middle of the night from some friends of mine, and the first thing out of their mouth was, "We would like you to move to Texas and to start a brand with us. We were going to build this line called Hampton Reese." Well, as we got into it, we just changed directions and said, we want to call it Billy Reed. We have everything from hand-tailored suits to jeans and t-shirts to shoes and accessories, so it is a complete collection. One thing I strongly believe in is all natural. We use all natural fabrications throughout. There's no synthetics. Every button is either horn, leather, bone, or mother of pearl. I make things that I want to wear that seem to suit what I'm doing. I spend a lot of time outside. I love to get in the woods. It's something I dearly love, but yet I love to take those same pieces and make them work in New York.
So he's really smart business-wise, but he's still keeping it a very local kind of homegrown thing. And the attention to detail is amazing.
One other time before have we ever built a shop for a new resource in our store. I mean, that's how big of an impression he made on us right away.
I just thought that he had a kind of true love for it.
Yeah, I do love the regional point. I mean, it's definitely national, but there's a regional point of view to it, which is very American, which is very, very cool.
It's got this regional thing, but I don't think it sells regional. I think it has an appeal that's beyond that.
I started my company in 2004 with women's wear, but I actually started my men's company in 2008, so I've been in business now for 2 years. With the menswear, I mean, it is really about the subtle details. It is quite deceptively simple. I mean, when you look at the construction close up, you can really see how much attention there is to it. But from afar, it's not something that feels so avant-garde to the place that it feels isolating to people. For me, I think that's really what my niche is in the market. When I started menswear and doing it years ago for Marc Jacobs, there was a void in the market at that time for approachable clothing but made really, really well, tailored really well, and done in really exquisite fabrics. And I brought that to my menswear collection.
I like his honesty about his design and the process. I think it's very connected to who he is.
It's deeper and more sophisticated and also more wearable than at first it looks.
Okay. It's a line that appeals to a very specific type of person.
His best friend was the winner of last year's competition. If you think of Robert Geller from last year,
Robert Geller.
It's kind of a close aesthetic.
Yes.
My name is Vince Formiani, and Caulfield Preparatory is the story of my life. And what I did is I created a character. His name is Finnegan Nash Sinclair. His life parallels mine, and everything goes through the filter of the story and where I decide to take Finnegan and what he's deciding to learn. And then the collection comes afterwards. And so it's become this interesting design process, but it's really helped me keep things tight and keep things controlled and to really move me along the direction of having a true collection. And for me, it's menswear. That's what I know, that's what I love, and that's what I want to do. If I were to do a women's collection, they would look like men. I don't know how well that's going to go over. I mean, it could be super sexy, but I don't know. That's Caulfield Preparatory.
He's incredibly passionate. I mean, it's his third season. The collection is gigantic. There's consistency from one season to the next, which I like.
He studied marketing, I think, in school, but you see that with the logo treatment, how he's got the CP going, like he's really playing that piece up, which is smart. He's putting the effort to make it a real brand.
Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you very much for this nomination. It's been a great honor and I feel humbled. About the last 3 years in J. Crew, we've been really focusing on menswear, really focusing on fits, bringing in new items. I was born in the south of Holland. I studied in Arnhem for 5 years in the early 80s. What I like about menswear is that there's some kind of framework in place already. Just taking those elements and updating them, making them a little slimmer, putting them in different fabric, I think it's great. I love this cardigan, which we took from a military cardigan we found, and then pair it with something which takes it to a different world. I like to mix two worlds together, two different worlds, and I think when they come together in an outfit, you create tension and distortion, and I think that's what's interesting about wearing garments together in an outfit.
He's an amazing stylist, and that's what they do so well in that particular brand.
And it was actually a surprise, I have to say, to admit, to see this kind of, and it was very interesting, and actually I would wear it.
You know, when you're designing menswear, you're like, how do I update the polo? What do I do with the crew neck? You know, what do I do with the shirt? I don't want to think about how to update the polo anymore, and there must be something bigger and better than menswear. So I tried women's wear, and then women's wear, you know, you're designing in a room full of crazy women, and it just is really, and it's totally true. When you walk into men's design, it's a totally different feeling. When I went to women's wear, I realized, you know, I made a huge mistake, and I went right back into menswear. One of the things that I I have to do is really listen. I have to listen to what they want, at the end. And I think that's why there was such a synergy between my neighborhood and these guys that have walked into the store and into my life and vice versa, and how all of that's really heavily influenced the way Eunice has been formed as a company and as a designer.
I really liked it more because it was more varied. There was color, there was technical fabrics.
She kind of knows what her customer really wants.
We are the Berkman brothers. I'm Doug. And I'm Ben Berkman. We're quite new, and we're very fortunate to the success we've had so far. We've always worked together. In addition to being brothers, we're best friends. So it was a natural evolution of our history to start a collection together. And it's something we've always wanted to do. Berkman Brothers is definitely rooted in Americana. We do the sales appointments, we do the marketing, we do the PR, we do the designing, we do the production. We're fully dedicated to our business. It just speaks to our passion for and our commitment to what we do. We figured it out, we did it ourselves, and we feel that's a great accomplishment for our brand.
I mean, they've really been expanding over the last couple seasons. I mean, it's really come from a kind of shorts and t-shirt line to
I can't believe they've only been around
this.
for 18 months.
I know.
They're charming and genuine, like you said, and I think I see this, just growing.